Hello, Miss V. How you doing?
Hey there, I'm doing awesome. We're ready for some big snow here on the East Coast. I can't wait.
You're so lucky. We have an Arctic thing coming in, like a polar vortex. I don't know. Uh, Saturday and Sunday, it's gonna get cold for Houston, like 29. Ooh.
We're going to get a
Never
big
get snow.
storm. Yep, I love one big snow.
I really like inclement weather, but without anybody getting hurt, basically.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So, guys, Miss V and I were talking about how she forgot this is our day to do the session. I never forget because, well, I do forget, but that's why I put my list of to-dos on my iCal app on my iCalendar on my iPhone. And not only that, I every day I look at my iCal and I write down an index card with index card for the next day, right? Pay bills. Look at this. Well, I'm almost finished with everything. Take bath, really? Go get the mail. That's another one. Anyway,
I love
OCD.
you. I love you.
Oh,
You're crazy.
God.
You're crazy like me.
It's a little pathetic, a little bit pathetic. But anyway, we are going to talk about, or you are going to school us on mediumship. Some of the things that we, the peons, can do to communicate to Erik, guides, deceased loved ones, etc. Hi, Erik. I love you.
Hi, Mama. I love you too. He's like all jazzed up today. For some reason, listen, this is so bizarre. I tell you, I always smell Cheetos, and it's his feet. He doesn't have any socks on, he says, and he's just kind of playing with his toes like this, like they're opening, and he's doing some weird ass toe thing. I don't, and his hair's like a hot mess.
Oh, it always was. Always. I don't know if that thing ever saw it coming unless I put it through there.
Well, I want to say this, and he always knows what I'm going to say, but I cannot, until if I said it every single day until the day that I wasn't walking the earth, it would not be enough to thank you, Elisa and Erik, for everything. And I mean, and I'm going to get emotional. I mean everything that you have done for me, because I have a gift, whatever, but the gift is only as good as people knowing about it. And Elisa, you've changed everything for me. And I'm
so glad.
And
I want to help people. I want to help people who deserve to be helped, especially. And of course, people who need to be helped. Everybody deserves to be helped. But you have a gift, very, very good one. I mean, you're really awesome. So, and I'm grateful that you're giving my son a voice. So,
well, he said to me when he found me, and he did find me. So let me just start really quickly. And Erik's saying, tell him from the beginning. I had no clue what Erik was, or who Erik was, rather. What? Sorry, dude. And this beautiful soul, Marla Martinson, came to me, and she's the Beverly Hills matchmaker. And she said to me, do you know Elisa Medhus? And I'm like, nope, don't know her. Do you know who Erik is? I'm like, nope, don't know him. I'm here doing my little psychic thing, which, by the way, is different than mediumship, but I'll share it with you. And she said, you got to meet Elisa. And so I okay, whatever, I'll meet her. I had no clue that I could do mediumship. I mean, I guess I did, but I didn't. I was like, I don't know if it's my thing. Your boy took me, and I feel like if he could have, he would have picked me up by the back of the shirt, walked me over there, and said, do this. Because I was like, quite frankly, I was shitting myself thinking, I don't know, I can't do this. I'm nervous.
I bet. It's scary.
Yeah, so fast forward, we did our session, and I look back and I'm like, I'm cringing on the first session, but you didn't post it. Like, and I didn't know.
I didn't?
Well, no, I didn't know there was a backlog.
Oh, yeah.
No. And so, like,
so you probably thought, oh my God, she hated me.
Yes. So 3 weeks went by, and I said to my husband, I really fucked that one up. I blew that.
Oh, I've had others do that too. It's like, wait, did you not like our stuff? But yeah, I've got like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks in queue.
Huge, right? But I didn't know that. So, and Erik is telling me all along, it's going to be okay. And I'm not listening. Anyway, you posted it and like shit blew up in a good way.
Awesome.
So, Erik, yes, thank you. Erik and I talked about this, and the reason that we agreed that we would talk about mediumship is because Erik has said all along, by 2025, this profession, this spiritual stuff, this understanding is going to become very mainstream. And Erik also acknowledges that he's one of the forerunners in bringing this forward.
Oh, that's my boy.
Yeah, and he's very innovative, very cutting edge. He's the man. Okay, totally. And he's saying that the more that people understand how absolutely natural this is, the more normal it's going to become. So he said to me, Veronica, as simple as you are.
Oh.
I love you, Erik. But he knows, but as simple as you are, Veronica, you're the perfect person to make this very approachable and unscary for people.
That's right. And Erik, too. He's so relatable. He's not like up on a mountaintop, like, welcome, my dear one. You know, that kind of stuff. He's like, hey, man. You're like,
he says fuck a lot.
And you guys, you guys both curse. I love it. So do I, as you know.
Yes.
But well, who's Marla? This Marla lady?
Marla Martinson is the Beverly Hills medium, Beverly Hills matchmaker, who she has a beautiful YouTube channel. In fact, maybe she could be somebody that you could be on our radio show or something.
Sure.
She's an awesome person, and she's very spiritually based.
Oh, good.
Let's talk. Marla, shout out. Love you, girl.
Yeah, we love you, Marla.
Yes. So anyway, that's my story of how I got here. Very quick, going back. I was 25 years old. I'm 56 now. I was pregnant with my second son. I lost my grandfather. He was my beloved. He basically raised me with my grandmother. I was devastated. I couldn't catch my breath. I couldn't sleep. It was the middle of the night, and he appeared to me. 25 years old. I had no clue what mediumship was. I had no clue what psychic was. I didn't believe in God. And here stands my grandfather in front of me. And he says to me, I'm okay. You need to take care of that little boy inside of you. Now, I didn't know. It was 1987. I didn't know I was having a boy. They didn't tell you back then.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So lo and behold, I had a boy. But anyway, he appeared before me. He looked very young. As they sometimes do, because they were at a time where they were, I guess, most happy or something like that, they say, but I recognized him. So that was my first experience with mediumship as I know it. So fast forward, I didn't really do mediumship until your boy found me.
Wow. So what did you do with all that information, though? I mean, did you see spirits or anything? After your grandfather appeared, did you have any other encounter with dead people?
I did, but I never labeled it. Again, it's like the fish that swims in the water. He doesn't know that it's water that he's swimming in.
Oh, yeah.
It was hard for me. And I went out recently, and I've been working really intensely with Erik. There's a lot of stuff coming out that he and I are conceiving. But I've been trying to understand, how do I articulate this? How do I teach this when it's just so natural to me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're breaking it down step by step. And he's helping me write a curriculum. And we're just...
Good. Because I want that spiritual online school. And maybe we'll have a charter school. I don't know if I want to get involved with the government. But
Erik, do your own thing.
Yeah.
But, the one thing that Erik taught me, and I want to just say, and I don't want this to be the V show at all, because it's not. It's not about me, but I want you to understand that I'm a regular person, and just like me, anybody can do this. And so a couple of things. I've been getting a lot of emails and a lot of messages from people saying that I've changed. I look different. My whole vibe is different. My energy is different. And I have taken the steps to care for myself in a whole different way. I haven't had sugar in 9 months.
Ooh, good.
25 pounds. I
Ooh,
cut hair off.
you look good.
Thank you. Self-development. And so that brings me to my first point. If you are truly looking to be a medium or to just talk to your loved ones on the other side, it really begins with having a great understanding and foundation of who you are. Because think of it like this. We're talking to the spirit world with our thoughts, with feelings, with energy. And if you got a bunch of messed up shit going on up here, and you can't even navigate day-to-day life down here, how are you going to go ahead and pull them in?
That's true.
It's not going to happen.
And that takes self-love, but it also self-love involves taking care of the body and the mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it's really about honoring the shell that houses the soul. So that brings me to my next point. What are we? We're a soul. We're a body, we're a soul, and then we're spirit. And so spirit is all out here, okay? People point and they say up there. There is no up there. They're all over us. They're here.
Right. I hear they're like 4 inches above our dimension. And Erik said the dimensions are kind of swirled into each other, like one of those ice cream cones where you have the chocolate and vanilla.
Yep, everything mixed together. Even if you don't know it, right now, there is spirit all over. And, we call him spirit, but just like Erik is a person, I call him Erik. I say, dude, I talk to him just like he's here because he is here.
Yeah.
And it's not just to Erik. Everybody has that ability to just be here, to show up.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we die, our body goes away, but our soul and our spirit, which is the spark of God that animates the soul, stays alive. And so the personality and the person who we are, we just carry that with us, as Erik has shown, to the next level, if you will.
I thought the soul was the spirit when it's in a body. And then it becomes just a plain old spirit after transition. But that's not true, right?
No, because the spirit is the spark of God. So if you look at the big picture, the energy that surrounds us is the spirit, okay? Each one of us has a little bit of a spark of the spirit in us, and that's inside the soul, and that's what gives the soul the animation. That's what gives the soul the wherewithal. The spirit part of us is that part that wants to go out and it wants to explore and it wants to be all over the place. The soul has a purpose. The soul came in to learn something, and the soul, if you like this analogy, the soul is like the kite, or excuse me, the anchor, because the soul says, all right, I'm here to learn this lesson, and I gotta use the personality, I gotta get the personality on board to use the lesson, and the spirit's going, no, let's go experience life, anything is possible. So there's a balance happening there.
All right, so I guess the spirit is one of those fractals or tendrils that Source put forth in search of having an experiential knowledge of all facets of love. And the soul is the one who is learning that, remembering that lesson by being in a body and having the human experience.
Or like the worker bee. The soul is like the worker bee. The soul is going out and having experiences, bringing to life the spirit, right?
Gotcha.
So when we die, as Erik has shown us, you cannot kill energy, and we are at our core. The soul is not a tangible thing. Like the soul is not tangible. The soul is energy.
But I always was afraid, early on, I was afraid that, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can transform from one form to another. So I thought, maybe, what if Erik just turns into thermal energy and dissipates? What do you have to say about that?
He said that's not part of the process.
Okay.
That's not how the process works for the human being. It really isn't how the process works.
Okay.
There is a very core reason why we are here. There's a very core reason why we can go into the continuum. And he's saying the very reason we're here is to build on who created us and what created us, the energy that created us, and that is the energy of love.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, he says, why is the world like it is? Why is everything so fucked up and people are so selfish? There's only one answer, he says. There ain't no love.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go out and do to you what is in my heart. And so if we look at what's in our hearts, honestly, we're going to see that's the behavior that we're taking out. So as the spirit and the soul are here on earth and doing their work, the job is to align everything with the energy of the soul, which is love. The soul cannot be love. And now Erik wants me to address something, pardon me, with regard to evil entities. Okay? Because I personally get emails and I get questions in my School of Spiritual Arts. Oh, would the evil entities will take me over? What if I channel and somebody bad comes in? Here's what I was told, and Erik and I have talked about. The law of attraction is at work. So if a medium, if a conduit is pure and is of love, and that's all that there is, the highest level of power of vibration, there's no way anything else is going to get through except love.
That's only when people are like alcoholics or depressed or super negative or things like that they seem like energy attracts like energy.
Yes,
so the lower, denser energy is what's going to create those little what do you call it, dust bunnies under the bed that Erik talked about, where the dust sort of collects together and makes a big monster.
Makes the monster. But people, the Ouija board has gotten a bad rap, okay? Because people think the Ouija board is evil. The Ouija board is the Ouija board. What you bring to the Ouija board is what could potentially be evil. So let's just say I'm going to use the Ouija board, okay? I'm going to sit with somebody who wants a reading, and we're going to use the Ouija board. I'm going to be of love. I'm going to have the intention of love. The person across from me is going to have the intention of love. Guess what? We're going to get love. If I go out and I go on a bender and I get shit-faced and I drink and I get my buddies and friends and say, come on, let's do the Ouija board. Guess what? I'm opening myself up to the potential of somebody that's not pure, that's not loving, that could come in. Do you see that? Do you see how that works?
And you had to create some sort of intent and prayer protection before you use these things, dowsing rods, pendulums, any of those kind of things. So to me, what Erik tells me, everything is energy, and all that energy is light, and all that light is love. So love is all there is. Even the evil, the darker, it's just on the lower spectrum of light / love. So it's just kind of real dim on that side.
And actually, Erik and I are putting together in my School of Spiritual Arts, because he's helping me write it out, we're putting together some color work therapy. Teaching the energies of color. So when I look at people's aura and I can see the outline of the aura that surrounds your body, I can see potentially what's happening, what's going to happen, where you're going. It's very cool.
Interesting. I hear the brown aura means they're lying.
We're not we're not there. We're not that dark color. We're on the we're working on the higher end of the spectrum.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that I talked about, self-development, I'm looking at my notes here. One of the things that we have to have if we're going to do mediumship is power. So not power maybe like you think, but if you remember the Energizer Bunny?
Yeah.
He went on Energizer batteries. So a battery was the Energizer's power. Just like the Energizer Bunny needed power, we as medium, as conduits, need power. So where do we get power? And here's God, what? I lost my train of thought what the word was. This is a false belief. People believe that we have to go into a meditative state to connect to spirit.
Oh, I thought you had to.
Well, here's what we know. Meditation is a very passive act, at least certain meditations.
Right.
So this, if you go on a meditation and mostly we close our eyes and, oh, look at, there goes the beautiful water and it's blue and the clouds are fluffy, and guess what? You're very passive, right? You're just chill.
Yeah.
Okay. No, nothing happened in there. Connecting or linking to spirit is an active act.
Yeah.
You have to be active to connect or link to spirit. So instead of that meditation, there's a different kind of meditation that one does that is more active. And that is just really filling oneself with the power, with the light, if you will. And that comes from focus. That's a focus meditation.
Does it involve breathing? Being aware of your breath? Because that puts you in the now when you're aware and focusing on breathing, that you're in the now then.
Absolutely. And
okay.
To do really good mediumship, really respectable mediumship, you have to be in the now.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's so hard for me.
Well, for all of us.
Yeah.
But after you've been doing this for a while, you know, it doesn't take a lot to plug in. I want to address some comments that people have said to me. How is it that you can go on channeling Erik and you instantly connect? Well, anybody that cannot connect instantly needs to look at going back and practicing a little bit more, because the spirit world isn't like, I'm going to plug in, I'm going to unplug. I'm going to plug in, I'm going to unplug. In a sense it is, but in a sense it isn't. Once you open up and you understand that you're a medium, you just, it comes.
You're there.
It just comes, right? Now, it might take a few minutes, or excuse me, a few seconds for the person that you're bringing in to show up. You know, that's possible, but I shouldn't be doing a mediumship reading and going, all right, just give me a minute. I'm trying to find the connection. Oh, let me see.
They went out for a short beer, or you need to tell them, hey, you're in the bathroom, pitch it off. I need to talk to you.
Exactly. I just get it. Like, it just connects. Like Erik's in. Like, I don't have to wait for Erik to show up. Erik just comes in. So that's the other important thing. So power is vibration, power is energy, and power is, you want to build spiritual stamina, because when you do mediumship readings, you can be drained very quickly of your power. And I think when I channeled Stephen Paddock, that was a different kind of channeling, because he actually came into me. Really? And that's different because that's called trance channeling. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't like that at all.
No, that's passive channeling, because I didn't really do anything. He just came in and took over, which that hasn't really happened to me since.
Okay.
But what I do, and what most of us do, is called evidential mediumship, where we're giving evidence. We are connecting and giving evidence. And so a good medium, a really good medium, should be able to give you at least 3 pieces of evidence that they have your loved one with them.
Okay.
And that's something I've always been able to do. A lot of people will say, well, it sounds like you're fishing. Well, here's the thing. How many times in this life right here have you had a conversation with somebody and you ain't got a clue what they're saying? You haven't understood them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think it's like with the spirit world? Sometimes the communication, the connection isn't clear. Sometimes it sounds warbled. Sometimes, you know, they might be saying stay and I'm hearing J. I mean, mediumship is not 100% accurate every single time.
No.
There's times where it's not.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Mark Ireland, who certifies mediums, and he says that it's not like, so-and-so says the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. It's like, quick fox, brown dog, like that. It's not that easy.
Correct. It is definitely something that you need to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're serious about doing it, you want to find yourself a good teacher, somebody that, is willing to step up and give you feedback, but it should always be a positive feedback. There should be nothing negative that comes into this work. There just shouldn't be. There's a way to say everything in love and with positivity.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I was talking about the battery, and so how do we get power? Where does power come from? The biggest resource of power that we will have comes from ourselves.
Oh, I thought you were going to say chocolate. Damn it.
I haven't had sugar though. I don't do chocolate.
Oh, you're good.
All right. But the biggest resource comes from ourselves. And so imagine that I'm carrying a load of shit, not literally, but figuratively with me. And, I don't have enough money and I'm fighting with my husband and my kid's driving me nuts and my car won't start. And then I sit down to do a session.
Oh, God.
I mean, come on. I take what I do very seriously. People pay me good money and they expect me to show up being whole and complete. And so every day it's about me keeping myself in tip-top shape, mentally, spiritually, and physically.
Yeah.
And so when you sit down to do a reading and you come to the reading with this self-love that is so evident and so powerful, that's one source of it. The other source that feeds us as mediums with power is the person that's sitting for us, the recipient.
Oh, God, yes. I mean, some of the responsibility is on the sitter. People don't realize that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, because people are choosing to come to me, or the others, they're paying to come to us. And so we're hoping that they're going to come with an open mind.
Yeah.
And, but I have done readings, demonstrations in group events where people have been there to trip me up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right?
Right.
And that detracts from the energy that's feeding me, medium.
Yeah.
And so if somebody's in the audience that's feeling skeptical or I do this. I go up to them and I just say, look, I know you don't believe this. I know it's not your thing, but for the respect of the rest of the audience, can you please at least just give me a virtual hug, if not a real one?
Oh, good.
That kind of sets the tone, gets people shifted. And so they're the places that we get our energy from.
Yeah, because the people like that, they create this tense energy that's just so hard to penetrate. It's so heavy.
Mm-hmm. And have you ever just talked to somebody and you just felt like, yeah, they're just not there. They're just not in alignment with me.
Oh, yeah. And
then it becomes like, it becomes like pulling teeth.
I know. You have to have the vibrational frequency, kind of close to each other,
And the other thing is, I love to laugh. And Erik and I, we know this, we love to laugh. We're just pranksters and all over the place with
I love that. Love it.
If you can't laugh, if you can't levitate yourself with laughter, you're probably not going to do, I don't want to say you can't be a medium, but it helps to have that levity, that sense of humor, to be able to laugh at yourself. Because think about it. I have had people call me up for readings, and I do virtual over the phone, and I get on the phone, and even before I'm on the phone, I'm like, oh, this is going to be like pulling teeth. And you get on, like, Hi, I'm calling for my reading.
Oh,
And in my head, I'm going, what the fuck? I got to shift this. And then I start laughing in my head, like, all right, and then I start hearing things about them and I'm able to speak to them. And then all of a sudden we're laughing.
oh, good.
So it's really about the medium also having the wherewithal to create the environment to support the power.
Right. Create the levity, etc. Shift the mood, change the person's perspective.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how do you develop spiritual stamina again? Is it just about practice?
It's about practice, but in the short term, because stamina is the long term. So if you were going to run a race, okay, you would not go out and run a 10K in just one day of deciding you're going to run a race.
Oh, yeah.
There needs to be, you need to get the stamina. You need to build up to run that race. The same is true when you want to do mediumship. You need to build the stamina. So you can get fed, okay, daily through prayer, through inspiration, through visualization, through affirmations, right? So there are other things too. When you're doing group work, audience feeds you. And the other thing, when you're not doing mediumship work, it's important to look at who surrounds you. Because if you're living in an environment where the persons that you live with, it's fine if they don't believe in what you do, but if
you don't want them to attack.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's going to push down, number one, your confidence, and number two, your stamina, your power, your energy.
Yeah, because you're only human, you know?
So you want to look at who you're surrounding yourself with. And,
right.
and that's important. Now, obviously you can't move out of your house if your husband is that person, but there are things you can do. And this is why self-development is so important. So this is not my case, but let's just say it were. Say I lived here, my husband, he didn't support what I did. He was, just a naysayer and he hated what I did. As I developed myself, self-development, which is foundational for mediumship, I would then be able to love myself enough to say, wait a minute, I need boundaries here. It's okay for you to have that opinion, but it's not okay for you to take away my energy and cram it down my throat.
Awesome.
Right? Because there are a lot of people, we're not going to divorce people over, maybe that's his spirit, a religious belief. I have to respect that. Mm-hmm. And in turn, I have to turn it around so he respects it about me. Now, that's not my case. My husband very much supports me. But you see how it could be if there were some that weren't supported.
Oh, I'm sure there are cases like that too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, emotional honesty. You've got to be emotionally honest and set your boundaries. The Ali O'Shea, I can't remember her the website, but if you just look at Ali O'Shea, Google her, she has a great self-love workshop that I think is amazing. So if you're getting into mediumship, I think that is something to consider. But of course, you have the spiritual arts school, so we'll talk about that whenever you want.
Yeah, but it's really important to understand that that's the foundation for everything. And
yes. Yeah.
I also quickly, I have to cover the mind. I have always been somebody that's been fascinated with the mind. Mm-hmm. Everything that we experience, and Erik can attest to this, in his world comes from the mind. So we have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious or the unconscious mind, and we have the superconscious. Okay, so the conscious mind is this mind right here, the rational mind, the mind that makes the list, the mind that checks off. She's the literal rational mind. Okay, then we have the subconscious, which some people call the unconscious mind, and that's where all of our experiences reside. Okay, so everything that we've ever experienced in our life lives in the unconscious mind. And most people unwittingly live from the unconscious mind. And here's an example of why. I worked in dentistry for a lot of years. and we would see kids. And we would have these 4-year-old kids coming in. They have no concept, or should have no concept, of the dentist. They're just getting their little teeth polished, but they're terrified. So somewhere, mommy or daddy had an experience, or they watched something or saw something and learned to be, so now they carry through their lifetime this fear of the dentist. Okay? And so in this subconscious, unconscious mind lives our phobias, but also our imagination lives in there. And storytelling and imagination are pivotal when it comes to psychic and medium mystic development. Okay? The superconscious mind is the higher self. It's the soul. And that is the bridge to the spirit world. Okay? So we have the logical, rational, the imaginative, the creative, the intuitive mind, and then we have the soul or the higher self mind that connects us. So that's how it works. It goes up. When we're spirits talking to us, it comes down. It flows down through us. Okay? So spirit will connect with us, and it will come in through our superconscious mind. The soul will process it. We'll bring it down into the intuitive mind, where the clairs will go to work. We'll see things, hear things, we'll smell things. And then the logical, rational mind will bring it out and speak it.
Or in some cases, we'll diss it. We'll discount it and say, that's just my imagination.
But this is assuming that we've been trained. That
yes.
But you're absolutely right. And that is a big stumbling block.
It is.
Number one problem people have when it comes to doing mediumship or psychic work: how can I know if it's me or if it's me or if it's spirit? How do I know the difference? How do I learn to know? So I created programs to help you understand the difference, because there is a discernible difference.
Yes.
Okay? And it's key, because again, when spirit talks to us, it's going to be in thought form, and Erik is reminding me as he's doing this to me, it's going to be in feeling form in the body.
Yeah.
So we will get a feeling. So I want to do a little exercise for the viewers.
Okay.
Everybody wants to know, where's my soul? How do I know where my soul lives? So I just want you to get quiet, and I just want you to focus on asking the question, where is my soul? Where inside of me is my soul? And eventually, if you sit long enough in that, you're going to get a feeling of where the soul is. Now, there are 3 places of where there are 3 different places where people think the soul resides. None of them are wrong, because it's a unique and individual experience for you. But Elisa, where do you feel your soul?
Well, I don't think it's inside my body. I think it's bigger than my body.
So when it talks to your body, though, and it uses your body, where do you think it is?
I don't know, here or here. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Very good.
Yeah.
Because there are 3 places, and up here, if you take each finger over the ears and you meet them at the top of your head, that's where your seat of the soul can be, right there. The pituitary is right there. So that's one place.
Sometimes I feel it's coming from here, though. Or
the other place is here.
Yeah.
And the other place is right here, the solar plexus.
That's another place. Can you have it shift geographically? Like, hey, I'm moving to the suburbs. I'm going to go here. Or is it always one place for each person?
This is the seat of the soul for me, right here.
Okay.
Every time I get something, it comes right in my gut. Right in my gut.
Yeah.
It's a gut feeling.
That's true, because I can tell discern intuition from my imagination with the feeling I get here. But then sometimes it seems like my soul talks to me up here, so I don't know.
And I get up here now, when I'm being spoken to up here, when it's my soul, I will get tinglies on the top of my head, right? Like it's like, bzzz, like it feels like electrical things. Sometimes it feels like rain, like water is coming down my body. Okay. I just before we got on this call here on this video, I did a reading for a woman whose granddaughter drowned. And I could feel, she came into me and she laid her head right on my heart, and my heart got so hot that I got flush, and she just started pouring out information. So she actually was laying on my chest. So we were soul to soul, and it just was a beautiful experience.
So are you saying, so it could talk to you from here, your higher self, but so I could have 2 places, 3 places, or only one?
No,
that's the limit.
Nope, it can be, you can feel it here today.
Okay,
you can feel it in your belly tomorrow. You can feel.
I gotcha.
It can just wash over your whole body.
Wow.
But the key to being, again, another key to being a really good medium is to become aware. So knowing what your body feels like is important. Knowing that you have a relationship with your soul is so important. And so a soul, and soul is feminine energy. She is always a she. Erik is saying she is always a she. So,
interesting. Why is that?
Just because it is the intuitiveness, it is the knowing, it is the gentleness. It has always been that she is a she.
Oh, wow.
She can have male characteristics.
Oh, yeah.
But she is a she. So if you think about it, if archetypes are how we define our life. So an archetype might be, she's a mother hen. So if I say you're a mother hen, right away, the soul steps up and the soul goes, well, this is what a mother hen does. This is how a mother hen takes over. So a mother hen is a nurturer, right? She's the, that's your soul. That's your soul. So yeah, that's cool. Just a couple of little things. I thought that I hope it was succinct enough that people got enough out of this that they might have an interest in going a little bit deeper into themselves, because I think that's important.
Well, we might need to do another part to this, but I don't want to finish without you telling us a little bit about your school of spiritual arts. Like, how long is it? How does the whole thing work?
Well, again, Erik has been a big part of all of this with me, and honestly, and this is, I get freaky, goofy, emotional, but if it weren't for you and Erik, I don't even know what to say I'd be doing. I'd probably have a job, or be in an insane...
A muggle job. You'd have a muggle job.
The School of Spiritual Arts it's an online school, and it's open to people who are willing to step out of the box, to people who are willing to show up and do the work and be patient and learn discipline, and they have a true desire to love themselves and heal and help the world.
Are they live, or are they archived, or how does it work?
So the way it works is there is a monthly fee. It's $25 a month. I mean,
my God, that is so cheap for what you get. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback too.
Thank you. If I could do it for free, I would, but I have to pay overhead. I have to.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, you get me, essentially. I'm in the Facebook group. You're asking questions. I'm there. I'm doing lives daily. I have a library that's off-site. There are probably 50 some videos on different topics already in there.
Wow.
I have a live call webinar the end of each month where I teach on a specific topic. I answer your questions in written format. I mean, they're for $25. Listen, nobody.
That's crazy.
Nobody's teaching at that level. And listen, I'd like to think that I have a certain level of integrity that people will understand that I'm all about putting out the best.
Yes.
If it ain't the best, I'm not going to put my name on it. I mean, and that's not egotistical. That's just
No,
And Erik is
it's
like,
the right thing to do.
yeah, it is the right thing to do. But anyway, it's the School of Spiritual Arts. You can find it on veronicadrake.com. And like I said, you just have to be a serious student. You just have to want to learn. And listen, any baggage that you might be carrying, be prepared to let it go, because I'm very discerning about who comes in. Because think of this, if you come in and you're carrying shit and you're going to go on and you're going to post on the page,
Oh,
I ain't
yeah.
having that. I ain't
No.
have, I don't care. You can pay me $3,025. Your ass is out.
No, I totally agree. But yeah, you have to have that foundation of self-love. And if you have a lot of negative thoughts, what about the Soul Happy girls? Soulhappy.com or .org? They have a little short program that's very reasonable that will reprogram the negative thoughts out of your subconscious. You know, the iceberg, you know, you got the conscious is just a little tip, and this 90% is the unconscious. And then replace all that shit, that baggage, with positive thoughts. And so that will probably help you become a better medium. So
absolutely. You know, that's what I love about this show. You're bringing so many resources forward.
I'm so glad they're there. I mean, with their gifts, there's so much that can save people's lives. You know, there's so many light workers around that are there to help us all. So.
And you know, the other thing is mediumship. People say to me, well, do you call your own family in? And I cannot read for someone close to me. Like, I can't. Like, my husband's father died in this room. I saw his soul go. I can't bring him in because, number one, I know him. I can't give evidence of somebody I know. And so I can't bring him in, you know, so I don't work for family. It's not how it works. But if you're looking to do your own family or you want to do your own friends, I really think too, people can do it. But I'm all about, with the School of Spiritual Arts, I want to bring forward credible, reputable mediums.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that other people aren't, but I'm saying it's important to me to
there are a lot of unreputable, I mean, there are plenty of them.
We're not a circus act. I am looking to make, with Erik, this has always been our mission, looking to make this profession very reputable.
Yeah.
By 2025, this is going to be the norm. This is going to
I hope so. And we'll hopefully have a TV show going. I can't tell you anything about it, though. I'll have to kill all of you. Or give everybody a non-disclosure agreement. But hopefully this will bring awareness about spirituality, and we will turn paranormal into normal.
Totally. Because it just is all normal. There is no paranormal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Well, that sounds great. Anything else you want to share, Miss V?
No, but thank you for allowing me to share this with people, because Erik and I are just like, we got to get the momentum going. We got to get them out there. So
man, we got 6 years. Come on, let's go, people.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I love you. And you guys check out Veronica Drake at veronicadrake.com. I will definitely put that stuff here. And I love you, Erik. Come visit. Mama. Bye. Love you, Miss V.